the Musicians Talk Show with Dallas Dwight and Matt Tolley.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Musicians Talk Show podcast. It's episode 78, and I am a little under the weather. Actually, a lot under the weather.
Are you?
Yeah, man.
What's the matter?
I mean, just sniffing, coughing.
I hear you.
Dying over here slowly.
Well, I'm Matt Tolley. This is Under the Weather.
Yep.
And then
with us is our co-host,
Drew Baker.
Yeah,
What's
man.
up, brother?
Howdy.
Welcome back. You may need to be a little closer to that mic.
A little closer.
Yeah. Put it in your mouth.
I'm watching the
Put it in your
levels.
mouth,
Yeah,
and
go ahead and
we'll-
just drop that thing all the way down to your stomach.
I've actually heard the best mic technique is to put it right up against your throat like this.
Yeah, and then hum really
How's that
loud.
sound, everybody?
Yeah. Actually, it's gonna sound.
I think it's
fun.
gonna
I
work.
can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, I think it does work.
Such an audio nerd.
So
what's
we're here
been
at
going on?
Moe's. We're outside again because the weather's cooled
You
down.
know what? As soon as we got here and it started, it kind of got hot a little bit. You notice that?
It's all right.
It's like
okay.
It feels
dude.
good, but it's like a little warmer than it was.
Don't be
I need
Don't
that
be
breeze
ungrateful.
It's
Dallas.
better than the 99.
Yeah, better than
degrees
96,
last week.
97.
Yes, it's
feels like 105.
It's temperate and overcast, which is
Right.
nice.
It's
Which means I'm not going to get
breeze.
sunburned. Last time we did this, I got sunburned pretty
Yeah,
bad.
because that was when we stopped doing outside podcasts when it got
Yeah,
hot again.
when we were just sitting here pouring sweat, and I'm walking away with like weird shaped burns from the umbrellas.
And you know what? I remember out here, it used to stink really bad because it was so hot that, like, if any food got left out here.
Well,
it would just,
also the dumpsters are, like,
and
right
the
over there.
dumpsters, yeah, so when it's hot, like, everything stinks. I
Yeah.
hate that.
Yeah, that's not fun. But we're back here at the fountain having
Yeah.
a good time with our boy Drew.
Yeah. So we just had some
Thanks for having me,
tacos.
gents.
Yeah, man. Anytime. Love it. I love having other people on. Sorry if I'm going to be super lame today, but I'm just like
We're used to it.
running.
Nailed them. Got
I
them.
love a good Joshin.
Got them.
Yeah, so got home at 3 a.m. and then up at 6:30 for the church gig. And running on fumes over here, fellas.
Yeah, yeah.
So
and your
also
battery
sick.
died. Your
And my battery died in my car last night and this morning.
My battery
Or
died in
well,
my
today.
iPad.
Yeah.
Zoom's got a
hopefully
half a battery. Hopefully, we make
As we say that, the podcast just goes, yeah, my battery died.
they're all dying. All the
We're
batteries.
back in the studio.
And we're back.
No.
That's so funny, dude. I love when you listen to Bill Burr's podcast. He'll just be like, and that's when I'm fucking, God damn it, the battery died. Like,
Yeah, because he is definitely like not so audio savvy, but
not
or
at
technical
all, dude.
savvy. But
It's so funny because as an audio guy, I'm listening to him like flip shit on his
Yeah.
his Zoom recorder or whatever because he can't figure out the headphone adapter.
Yeah, yeah.
And like he doesn't know what to call it. He's like, the little metal thing.
You know, the little
it just
thing."
won't, like my headphones keep cutting. And I'm like, dude, if I was there, I would just like
Yeah.
tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you're good.
Yep. That's all it takes, man. Knowing your stuff, but
Yeah.
you know, he's focused on the talking part.
Yeah.
Us, we don't talk so
Burr's
much,
a
we just
great
know it.
example of like content is king. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
I hate
was
that
making-
phrase, but it's so true because like his production's not good. He like constantly messes up, and that's why people
But at
like
the
it.
source,
like, you know,
at the source of Bill Burr, the source
Yeah, yeah.
is always gold. Coming
You go
out.
there because you want
He's
him.
hilarious.
That's
I would
it.
listen to him talk about anything.
Exactly, and that's the thing is he can talk about
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
His podcast isn't even
His
limited.
podcast is a lot like his stand-up. It's just not as polished, so it's not as funny. But
Right.
like you can
Well,
see
'cause
like it's
raw.
just him.
It's coming
you
out
know?
raw. Yeah. He's
I
not.
personally like that. I like the organicness of like
Exactly.
just listening
Yeah.
to somebody talk because he's gonna
why
probably
podcasts
take
are
some
so
of that
great.
and put it into his act at some point.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the little bit that he has about flying Ubers.
Right.
You hear about that one? It was
I think I have
some
heard of that one.
fucking hipster on his way to a pocket watch convention in Silver Lake comes crashing through your fucking window with a man bun.
Dude, totally, dude. And that shit he just
Burr
ran
is
about,
so
and then
good.
he just gets good at
Yeah.
ranting about it. He figures out what's funny about these things, and then adds them all and puts them and polishes them up.
I've listened to every episode of the Monday Morning Podcast since 2016.
Oh, damn. That's
Dang.
cool.
Two times a
3 years?
week for
3
3 years.
of
Yeah, there's some people that have been
loyalty.
listening since like 2009 though.
Right, right.
So I'm a little behind, but I'm still. I feel like I
it's
understand
great.
Burr pretty well
Oh,
now.
yeah, yeah. That's the cool thing about a podcast, too. You really get to know somebody, and you feel
That's why I love
it's
it. man.
relatable.
It's so like, and they talk about this all the time. Rogan talks about this all the time. Like talk shows, so lame.
Oh yeah,
like
Now,
because
scripted ones and by the book or whatever they have. Like
it's just like he clearly sets you
script
up for the
almost.
story that you clearly decided you were going to tell before.
exactly.
Like,
Oh yeah,
come
yeah.
on,
It's like,
dude,
so
like,
what do you want to talk about?
So you were
Yeah.
at the market recently,
right.
And
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
then
what?
they set him up for something that's like, oh yeah, I was.
We were just talking about
Speaking
my
of-
new movie. Like,
Yeah.
and you know what's so funny about that? It's like, dude, no.
I'm not gonna lie, I love me some Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love trash.
It's not on
TV.
anymore, right? It's all
Jerry
reruns.
Springer,
It's all
Dr.
reruns.
Phil.
Dr. Phil is so funny,
Judge
dude.
Judy.
Dr. Phil is hilarious to me. I'm gonna
can't really watch
change
that
your
stuff.
life. I love that when he says that stuff.
I
don't know why it's funny.
Give me
He was on Rogan, right?
$200.
Recently.
He was on Rogan,
It was
and
a good
actually
one.
that was cool because it kind of brought down that third wall type thing. Like
Yeah.
you could actually like hear
Yeah.
him talking and not this TV show personality, you know?
Yep.
Dr. Phil?
Yeah, he was on Joe Rogan's
Really?
podcast, dude.
I'd
Yeah,
be
I
very
don't think
interested
I don't
in
think he
that.
was on for 3 hours. Like those guests, you always notice like
Some of the guests,
Bernie
like Bernie Sanders was like an hour and a half
Yeah,
tops.
you know why? Because he's out of bullshit they're saying or
Really?
whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think.
I
like,
think it's because those bigger guests, their schedule's so tight. Like they're not going to sit there for 3 hours with
I
Joe
could
Rogan
see
like
that. I
smoking
could
weed.
see
Like
that.
like they're
I
not.
could see that,
Like,
but how about? Well, first of all, Bernie Sanders wasn't smoking weed, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, but
But
I
I'm
could see,
saying,
I
like-
could see what you're saying. But how about that exposure and how about that? You know, like what
I don't think
the
Bernie
chance
Sanders
to
is looking
speak.
for more exposure.
Well, the chance to speak and say what you want to say and not be.
You can't say it in an hour and a half. You're not going to be able to say it in 3.
That's true. That's true. An hour and a half's plenty of time. But like on
It's
the
not
you know,
like it's not like
debates-
the 10-second thing that they were
yeah,
talking
the
about.
debates
No,
is
yeah.
what I'm talking about.
That's
Like kind of,
stupid.
you know how they have to get their information out and they have
Yeah.
like a timer and then you got
Yeah,
the other guys
it's
talking over them. It's
so
like
dumb,
this
dude.
is a great way to hear what this guy's about. Like
Yeah.
arguing about it, you know? Like and they're I hate
because
those
it became.
debates.
They were saying it on that interview. But it's more of a. I didn't finish it. I got really bored.
It's more of an entertainment.
But
thing.
it's like the Hunger Games.
Yes.
Like, it's like all about the show. You know?
Yes.
Like when you watch. If you've seen the Hunger Games, where they come out and do the interviews
Yeah,
with that guy,
I've
like
seen
that's
it.
what it is.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
It is crazy, right?
It's just like a spectacle. Why are we talking about everything but music?
I don't know. We could talk about some music. I know some shit. First of all, talk about your gig last night. Your 2 gigs.
Yeah,
Not
we
last
had a
night,
crazy
but
weekend
had
again,
2 gigs
and we
this
have
weekend.
we had a pretty crazy weekend last weekend, a decently crazy weekend this weekend, and then next weekend is gonna be the nuttiest weekend we've ever done, I think. But
I'm excited for your Amos's show, dude. I'm definitely gonna be there.
that should be fun.
I'll be
really,
there.
I haven't been there since I saw the Winery Dogs.
Oh
so-
shit! And that's before it was changed because now the venue's
Yep,
cut in
yep.
half. Yeah, they got a whole new.
I don't
soundboard
remember
and
what it was
everything.
like though. So
Yeah, it's just deeper. That's all it was.
yeah, me and my buddy just walked in, walked to the front, stood there the whole time, then walked out. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had no idea what the venue was like.
Well, one thing I noticed about it is they've changed all the sound equipment in there. It's like all digital boards now, touch screen, everything.
that's cool.
So it's all should be. Hopefully you get them straight and they run good sound for you. But the old board was very old school, but it sounded great. I remember it always sounded great. I would say that I don't know if it sounds as good in there anymore. I don't know why.
The big board right in the center of the room. Mm-hmm. I remember that. They changed that.
Yeah, oh yeah, because they cut the venue in half, so they had to move it forward more.
Did they?
Yeah, you haven't been to Amos's yet,
I have
have you?
not,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
They added a restaurant
Since you
or
got back
something?
from
Is that
LA,
why
man,
they
you
did
gotta-
it?
Huh?
Since they added a restaurant or something.
Well,
like
the
that?
restaurant was there first, I think, and then they wanted to open Amos's back up, and they were like, "Well, we'll split the place with you or whatever." And they
So Amos's closed
some
down,
kind
a
of deal like
restaurant
that.
came in.
Exactly, and then they
But didn't take over the whole thing, just part of it.
something like that, where they didn't need the whole thing. I'm not sure. Maybe there's ownership, friendships there somewhere. I'm not sure what the deal is.
They should have done a collaboration like a House of Blues style venue where you can order your food and.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
It's not like that. You have to go out of the place and go to the other, but they're in the
Oh,
same
okay.
building, but they're not like connected. Yeah.
That seems weird. I would connect
you
them.
would. I know. Like Drew was saying.
Although
that
it
would be a
depends on
really
the kind.
good-
Really depends on the restaurant.
Exactly.
If they want you to like sit in a booth and like have an experience and a meal, then you don't want to be connected to a concert venue.
Yeah.
But-
It's the Gin Mill, right? Or is that's the place next to what's
You're asking the wrong guy.
shit? What's the food place called? I can't remember. It doesn't matter though. But there's a food place there.
Oh, at Amos's, you can get food.
Yeah, not the same. Not in the place. Like I was saying, they're connected.
Oh,
They're
you're
not-
still
they're
talking
not-
about the restaurant.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
So, anyways, I don't know if it's as good as it was. I don't know. Who knows? It's still cool though.
We'll find
I like
out.
Amos's.
Yeah, we're playing Monte Carlo. It should be fun. That's next weekend though. This past weekend we played Legal Remedy from 1 to 3 p.m. And
What's
then,
Legal Remedy?
It's the brewery right here in Rock Hill.
Oh, it's a brewery.
Big,
Cool.
big, relatively famous brewery.
Oh, nice.
Got to check that out.
It's
Yeah.
like the brewery in Rock Hill is my understanding,
Oh,
but
nice, dude. I'll check that out.
it's also just Rock Hill. So
What's it called again? Say it one more time.
Legal Remedy.
Legal Remedy. I like the
Yep.
name.
So it was their
That'd be a
beer
good band
day,
name, dude.
which
Legal
makes me
Remedy
s-
would make a good band
which
name.
makes me so mad.
It was their what?
Their beerth day. It was like the 4th anniversary, or some sort
Oh,
of
so
anniversary
their
for
birthday,
the
yeah.
brewery.
Their birthday
Yeah, it was
birthday,
really
got
stupid.
it.
But
It was really stupid.
yeah, not happy about that. But the show was cool. We had fun.
Cool. Was it
started to
packed?
rain a little
A
bit.
lot of people
It was pretty packed. My buddy Stuart was there for the most of it.
Oh, cool.
And he said it was way more packed like after we left because we were first. Like we literally like
so
opened it up.
There was more bands than
Yeah,
you
just
guys.
because we couldn't play later because we had
another gig.
this other gig at Bradshaw Social House. Have you ever been there?
No.
It was I don't know, for some reason I thought it was going to be kind of like just like not a really nice place, just kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Ballantyne. It's in like this really upscale shopping center that's like it's super classy looking.
Oh, nice.
And the place is really nice. We didn't have a stage at all. Dude, we played with a like the ropes they put up at Disney World to like make you go through the lines.
yeah,
We
yeah.
had those around us on each side, and then in front of us we had straight up like a chain I don't know how to describe it. It was like two poles with a big chain going between them, like
Yeah, so like a barrier.
Yeah, but it was just like it's not like a chain link
purpose?
fence. It was just one big thick chain, just kind of
like a drooping chain, like a
what do you call those things? Like that I
don't really know.
The velvet rope things. What do you call those?
What are those called?
There's definitely a name for that.
Velvet rope line, or
I should know this.
Anyway, we had those kind of cordoning us off from the crowd. The crowd was nuts. So there was a lot of tables in there, and there was not that much space between the front of the stage, air quotes, and the first couple tables.
Right.
But what space there was packed with people.
That's cool.
All dancing. Like, it took them a minute to get out there. They didn't come up to probably the seventh song of the first set.
Okay.
But once one person came up, it was like, okay, everybody's coming out.
Coming up,
So
that's all it takes, man. Icebreaker.
it was, and then from that point on, it was totally nuts.
Nice.
And I realized the best people watching you're ever gonna do is on stage.
Oh yeah.
Like
some-
these songs are so automatic for me now that I'm literally just like zoning out playing them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you've played
And I'm
it so
looking
many
at
times
these
now.
people, and I'm like decently observationalist, I would
yeah,
say.
yeah.
And I can pretty much tell everything about this person from the way they're just being in front of me.
You can guess. We'll say that. Well,
Sure.
because you don't know
I'd
if you're
love
right.
to ask them
Yeah,
and
you
see
don't know
how
if you're
close
right.
I am. I bet I was right on 9 out of 10 things with every person there.
Okay. Well,
Like
here's
guy in a flannel shirt. He's already had 13 Bud Lights, and
Yeah.
he's waiting to have the 14th one
It's
after
like
this song.
Matt's like, don't judge him. He turns around, he's got 5 in his hand. It's like, Matt, come on, dude. Like, you'd be a terrible cop.
totally, dude.
Matt's like, the guy in the hoodie with a gun isn't stealing. I don't know. Don't judge him,
Don't
man.
judge him,
Like,
dude. Don't
he's
judge him.
literally robbing the store.
He's literally holding that guy at gunpoint.
yeah.
No, dude, you
But,
don't know. Maybe he's trying to sell
You
him
don't
that
know,
gun.
man. You can't
Maybe he's
judge
trying to
a book.
sell him that gun.
You
You
can't
don't-
judge a book.
I love that. Hey,
But,
so about what you were saying though, the from the stage, people watching,
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle has the funniest joke ever about that.
Really?
He goes, y'all don't know this, but he goes, I'm standing
can
up here,
see you. Yeah.
I'm just looking at you guys. Y'all just looking at me like. He's got their mouth open, they're smiling, and they're just looking up at him, and he goes, "You don't know how weird that is to look at. Everybody's just waiting for me to say the next joke."
One thing I realized, I don't think, like, people don't think you can see them.
Oh yeah, it's a weird
And
thing
it's
when you're
not
on
because
stage.
of lights or anything like that. It's just like some sort of weird barrier goes up when you're on stage.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, they don't see me.
Yeah.
I'm watching you mouth all the words and they're all wrong.
Right,
Like, you're mouthing the words to a song that I wrote that I know you don't know. Like,
Right, that's funny actually. That's
like-
really funny because people do pretend to know the lyrics
does that sound?
and they mouth the word.
I feel like that's a brain chemistry thing. Like, the brain wants to predict it to an extent.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear music, you're like, you know what would be really good in like 2 measures is a guitar solo.
Right.
And it
Yeah.
comes in, you're like, fuck yeah.
yeah, this guy wrote it for me, man.
Right, exactly.
We had, it was really cool. We had a lot of hot chicks there.
Oh,
like
nice.
a lot.
Okay.
It was very weird.
It was hard playing with a boner on stage.
Yeah, it was really hard. Like, my guitar was like, but
Guitar kept propping up off your
Yeah.
body. Everybody's like, "What's he doing?"
no, not at all. But not my crowd. But
You don't like hot chicks?
it was really cool. Yeah,
That sucks.
it was really cool to just kind of observe that crowd for like 3 hours.
Sure.
There's some weird fucking people out there, man.
There are, dude. Everybody's all different. That's for sure.
This one girl was there.
one of 'em.
This one girl was there,
I'm
and
one of
she
'em.
appeared to be in some sort of trance and danced in this weird, like, flowy, hippie way
Drugs.
to every song the entire night and took
Drugs.
0 breaks, dude.
Drugs.
Also,
Sorry, I had a little
biggest
cough.
cleavage I've ever seen in my life.
All right.
And she comes up and stands right in front of me, and I go into the talkback mic and I go, well, this is just distracting. Like, it was
You
so
missed any
funny.
notes? She's gonna know why.
Oh, no. As soon as well, what's funny is they were so close to me. I'm talking in the talkback mic, making fun of them, and they're closer to me than you are to me now.
You're
Like,
whispering
his
into the
face is like
talkback.
right here. No, well, the speaker's like blaring their head
Right,
off.
right.
But this guy's right here. I'm like, look at this fucking guy right in front of me. Like nobody can hear me.
Right.
Dude, so many times I'll go into the mic and be like, look at this guy. Like,
Dude,
everyone on stage just
I
starts
always
cracking
love
up.
the accidental talking to the main mic and
that
instead
is
of the talkback mic.
so funny.
It's so
Did we tell you
funny.
that story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
that
talked
was
about it last time
fucking
you were on.
hilarious.
Actually,
Is it worth
so
saying
funny.
again because
Say
new
it one more
listeners?
time. Do a quick one. Yeah.
So we have a talkback mic where we can talk to each other on stage without anyone hearing it, but we also have our vocal mic where we sing and the crowd
It
can
goes
hear
out to the out.
So Foz has the talkback mic, our drummer for this one gig that Matt was running sound for. That was a cool gig. I really
It
liked
was a
that
cool
one.
gig. The outdoor one.
And we finished the song. It's a really funny scenario. We finished Raspberry Beret, and the next song's Purple Rain. And I just hear Purple Rain. And Foz and I was like, that's quieter than normal because the talkback's really loud in my
Right.
ears, but the the vocal mics are a little quiet.
Right.
And I realized Foz just said Purple Rain
Into
to
the
the whole
main-
crowd.
yeah, into the mains.
And then the computer died, so we had to take a break. So
Yeah.
it was just like
Purple Rain.
We finished
Nothing.
Purple Rain. The crowd
Oh, no,
hears
no, it's
Purple
right.
Rain,
It's Purple
and then
Rain.
we're like, all right, we're gonna take a break.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Like, what are they thinking?
Oh, probably
At that point, like,
I guess they're gonna do it when they
Purple
come
Rain?
back.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I don't even think we played it that night. I think
I'd
we
be
cut
like,
it.
Let me get that fucking Purple Rain already. Come
No, you
on.
played it
Yeah,
that
yeah.
night. I remember specifically you played it that night.
We did?
Yeah, because these people came out of the Mellow Mushroom across the street. Because that's you're talking about that one, right? Where
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
outside.
Yep.
They came out of the Mellow Mushroom and started taking video and dancing like
That's
crazy.
amazing, dude. Purple
I
Rain's a
remember
big hit.
that's a great song to play.
It's almost like it's a famous song or something.
something
Hey,
like that.
Remember earlier I was mentioning to you, you guys should have another segment about reviewing an old record. You should.
Yes.
You should do Purple Rain.
We did the whole
did
record.
that one.
Oh, you did?
Yep,
Yeah,
we
we
did it
did
with
that one.
Hassan actually, and that's why I said we did
Hassan
it.
and
We've done
Kyle.
it
To
the
before.
program.
Yep.
Rasan
That's all right.
and
It was
Kyle
an
were on
early
that. That was the
episode.
Purple episode.
Yep, we called it the Purple episode.
Yep.
It was perfect, and it had something to do with there was something else going on Prince related that we wanted to talk
I don't remember.
about.
I just remember we had
forgot
Kyle
what it
and
was.
Rasan on, and we did it at the Playroom.
Yep, yeah, that was a good episode. Go back and listen to the Purple episode.
I don't know if I titled it though. It'll say it in the description, but like it's just gonna say episode.
Yeah, I wish I knew what number it is.
It's probably
I
in the
don't know.
20s or 30s.
Yeah,
If you're
Anyway.
interested in Prince.
yeah.
To
who
see how
isn't?
little I know about Prince, and I just sit back and let them talk about
Dude,
it.
the Hawthorns, previous guests on the Musicians Talk Show, are doing a fire medley in their set now. They do all these songs that have to do with fire. And what's the song that they're doing? They're doing a Prince song called. It was someone I didn't even really know about, but it's a fire-related song or whatever. Man, I just had it a second ago before I started this conversation, or before I started this story. I knew the song name. It's not a hit, but it's
Maybe like a B hit.
It's something-
some
somewhat
sort of
of
a
a
hit, or
hit.
is it like a real deep track?
somewhat of a hit. I really forget the name. I'm gonna look it up real quick while Dallas carries the conversation.
I don't know.
Where it is. No, it's no. Sorry, not that.
I don't know the purpose of playing really deep cuts. Why
Right.
is that?
That's
like
the thing.
you're-
They weren't trying to play deep cuts. Actually,
If
this-
you're gonna play songs that nobody knows, like they might as well be your own songs.
Right,
Like,
right.
You know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. If you're gonna
just play your own songs, then.
Unless,
Nobody.
though,
but
unless
the whole
you-
point of like playing covers is like you see the crowd singing and dancing.
Right,
and
right.
everyone's having a really good time. If you're gonna play obscure shit, like just play your own shit that you wrote.
But like like good songs that are not as like popular for whatever reason. There
Yeah.
are some that get away from people. Like they don't necessarily know the song, but they are good songs, right? Like they're
Yeah,
not
for
popular
sure.
songs. So if you can,
But I
make
don't
it-
think that's your job.
But if
to
you can turn it
deliver
into something different though, and then make it a kind of your own thing.
Yeah.
And there's
maybe like
there's
knocking on heaven's door or something.
that, and also like think about
Guns did that with
Otis
most of
Redding.
their covers.
Yeah. Otis Redding,
Sitting on the Dock of the
yeah,
Bay?
No, not that one, but the
I know what you're talking about. He wrote a billion songs.
not
though.
Renegade. What's it called? Remedy. Right? No, what is it? The fucking Black Crows did it, dude. Black Crowes song?
Hard to handle.
Hard to handle. Yeah,
That was
Otis
on in
Redding.
here the other day.
Oh, really?
Jordan and I came in ate at
See,
Moe's
that's
the other
one of
day.
those
and it was
ones
on.
that probably wasn't that famous with Otis
Wasn't hard to
Redding.
handle Grateful Dead.
I don't know who did it originally.
I don't either.
but,
Yeah, I thought it was Otis Redding. I might be
Otis
wrong.
Redding wrote a lot of stuff for
Huh.
sure.
Yeah, but anyways, Black Crows made it famous. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
what I'm
for
saying is,
sure.
like,
That's for
they
sure.
took that song and
Hendrix
really,
did that with a lot of stuff. Like Hey Joe's a cover. Like a lot of his stuff is
right,
covers.
Right. That's a
All Along
wait,
the
Hey
Watchtower's
Joe
a
is,
cover, isn't
is
it?
that
Yeah,
Bob
I think
Dylan?
so.
Is Hey Joe Bob Dylan?
I don't know.
Because I know the All Along the Watchtower is Bob Dylan.
You know what?
we
I heard
talked
Bob
about this the other
Dylan.
night.
I heard Bob Dylan wrote something really surprising, and I can't think of what it is. So that was pointless to say.
Man, I wish I could think of this name of this song.
Hey, how
too.
about the again? I can't help but notice the car etchings on this fountain. Love, joy, and then self-control.
That's one. Which one's out of place here?
What? That's a weird one to throw. It doesn't even fit like aesthetically. Like it's way longer than the others.
Also, why do asterisks separate them?
Yeah, I don't know. This fountain makes no sense.
Yeah,
like
who
you could have
designed
put
this
like
fountain?
peace. I don't know, something that makes like.
There's a
Let's
pineapple
Yelp on this
top
fucking
too.
fountain. Hey, can we do a
there
Yelp
is.
review on this fountain?
Yeah. Let's help review this.
Hey,
Fountain.
I figured out why
3
the
stars.
self-control's there.
It's a good
stars.
atmosphere, but self-control? Question mark.
Don't get too wasted at Mellow Mushroom with your kids there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-control, bro.
What was that song though, dude? I'm not gonna remember that now. I'll remember it as soon as we stop recording.
Yeah, dude. There's so much Prince, by the way. I'm looking at through like his.
Oh, tons.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
Tons.
I don't even know what album it was. But anyways,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
doing an
No,
awesome
there's
cover
like
of
30
Prince.
albums. Like-
They're doing an awesome cover of Prince that I didn't even know the song. And when he started playing it, dude, I was like, that's a cooler riff. But
Yeah.
Mike is playing it on his guitar, and it's a keyboard, like
Oh,
or
okay,
synth
cool.
type sound.
It's like Superstition.
and it makes it work perfectly with the Kemper.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got an awesome tone in there. So I'm guessing
Is he playing amps or is he just doing the Kemper?
Kemper now. Yeah, I mean, he has amps. You know, he's still got his amps in his cabinets in there. I talk to Mike all the time. Dude, he just finished his guitar. It's really awesome. Like
Nice.
not hand built. Sorry, I shouldn't say.
I got to get my guitar back from you.
Yes. Oh, I was supposed to bring it today, dude. I forgot. My bad.
I'm
But I'll
super
bring
pumped.
it. All right, what kind of paint job are you trying to do on that thing?
I'm going to do a sticker job on it.
Okay, like just
It's
cover
going to be
it.
really cool
Cover it with all kinds of cool stickers
in my head. Yeah, I got the sticker pack. I got like 400 stickers
Nice.
off Amazon.
I have a bunch of stickers too that I could probably lend you. And
I do
see
not
if you
think I'll
want.
need them after this thing. I
Yeah?
was flipping through them like, dude, there's some cool ass stickers in there.
Nice. So I think it's just gonna be covered up.
It's just like a variety pack. Yeah, it's going to look like a just crazy paint job from a
Who else
distance.
has somebody done that? I feel like
I've seen. I'm
that.
sure people have done that.
Punk
for sure.
rock for
Like,
sure. They do that. They
Yeah.
stick stickers all over.
I don't
their-
know that I've seen like.
I've definitely seen bass guitars.
I don't know
effects.
that I've seen like some
No
stickers
effects,
on the
he's done
guitar,
it.
but I don't know that I've seen like a stickered guitar like the way I'm thinking of it.
Like
in my
covered
head.
completely, like collage, like a collage
like
of
wallpaper.
stickers. Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Like even like
art
layered
over it?
over each other, so
Yeah.
you get some like almost like
Yeah, depth of it.
It's not just attached. Like
No,
there's
right,
like, you know,
right, right.
all over the place.
No, that'd be cool, man.
And I'm
Like
gonna do the
a full
headstock as
collage.
well.
Are you gonna put a
Yeah,
pick guard over it
nice.
too?
A what?
Pick guard?
No pick guard. I'm gonna clear coat it.
You know what would be
like
kinda
enough
cool?
to make it
Hey,
like
you know
a
what would
paint
be
job
cool
though.
too? Actually, just to put stickers on just the top face of it, and then take a. You could take anything hard. Like I use a edge of a screwdriver for my skateboards, but you put the grip tape on the top of it, right? But when you want to get the edges cut, like so it's trimmed out because it just comes in a square piece. When you trim the round edges and the edges off it, take a round screwdriver and just rub it on the edge. You can do that on the guitar before you clear coat it. Take all your stickers, right? And then the very edge of it, like where the binding would be, just take a screwdriver all the way around it and then cut it. And then you'd have a solid black behind it and then stickers on the face of it only and clear coat over it. That would look kind of cool. Just to give
I'm
it like
confused on.
like so like the edges, the thickness of the guitar ways, you know, that way wouldn't be covered in stickers.
Got it.
You just cover the top only with stickers, and then take a screwdriver and trim the edges because they won't all go right to the edges of the guitar, obviously. So
I
you
wanted
have
to do
all the
front,
way around.
back, everything.
Okay,
like,
do it. That's
of the
cool,
body
too.
and then the headstock.
That's cool too. The headstock though, definitely just do the headstock.
do the front,
and then take
yeah.
the screwdriver and then go
Yeah,
around the
yeah.
edges, trim the edges.
What
of
are
it.
you talking about the screwdriver though? That I don't
rub it.
understand.
So imagine like a hard edge screwdriver,
Yeah.
rubbing on the edge of it.
You're talking like a
and
flathead
it'll
or something?
Peel the screwdriver. Anything. It doesn't just a round shank of a screwdriver.
Oh, so you're not even using
Not the edge,
Yeah,
not
got
the
it.
end of the screwdriver, but the side of the,
Just the shaft.
shank, and
Yeah.
you're just rubbing it along the side, and it burns the sticker off basically,
it.
and then you can just peel the excess.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then you have a nice like trimmed looking, you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
almost
yeah.
like it
Nice
was
and
cut
clean.
exactly the
Yeah.
shape of your guitar, you know. But the going around the whole body would be cool. Just cover the whole body,
Yep.
and then the headstock, just do the face of the headstock to match.
Because I wanted to be able to like flip it up and like there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
still,
that'd be
you know.
cool. Dude, I always liked who does the flipping up their guitar.
Tom Morello.
He does that.
It
Who
always
else?
says like
There's
fuck
so many
Trump
people-
or some
yeah, or
stupid shit.
some.
Like,
Well, he's very
it's like,
political.
yeah, but is that the way to do it?
Right,
Like,
right.
Is that what you
On
think works?
stage, right? Totally. Oh,
I-
we're getting
one of my
now,
one of
now
my
we're political.
one of my favorite things is watching people think they're making change when all they're doing is talking to people that believe the exact same things they do. It's like,
true.
dude, you're just having like a rally.
And
You're not
polarizing people who
making
don't-
any
and
change.
polarizing-
Welcome to the echo chamber, motherfucker.
Exactly. This next song's called Echo Chamber.
Yeah, it's like you're not affecting any change. You're just
Yeah.
like,
And the and,
or if you want to, that's cool. But
and
like,
the chances
that's
of
not the
you-
way to do
and
it.
the chances of you polarizing your audience is very high too. Like definitely people who aren't gonna like that fuck Trump. They're not gonna like. Well, maybe he's right. They're not gonna do that. They're just
yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
They're not gonna do that. They're gonna fucking be like,
And, like-
oh man, Tom Morello sucks or
Yeah,
something.
and
you
it's
know?
not like he cares necessarily, but
No.
like that's just like if you want to be the political guy that like really
Right.
enacts change, like
Right.
come on, just don't be a dick.
Right.
Like
and you can do other things. You can do like actual like work to spread word about like
Sure.
politics or whatever, and
Sure.
do actual informative type things rather than
People
just
talk a lot and they don't
almost
do
seems like-
anything.
It
You
almost
notice that?
It is. You know what though? It only you're right though about the.
That's
it
a
only
symptom
plays
of
to
our
the
modern
audience that
society.
believes that. It
Yeah.
only works for them. Everybody else, it's just like a fuck you to them almost.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that you would do that. Somebody who's always been really good about that. Slash never mentions anything about politics. Like certain people are really good
Yep.
about staying out of that shit.
And some people are really bad, like Morrissey.
oh yeah, dude.
I remember I bought a Morrissey CD. It was "You Are the Quarry," and the CD came with a PETA DVD.
oh god.
Wow, man.
Yeah, that showed little chickens, baby chickens, getting thrown into a grinder.
Oh, that's too much, man. That's too
Meat
much.
is
Like,
murder.
are we trying to spread music, or are we, what are we doing here? Are we
Trying
a
to
political
shock
figure?
adolescent fans
Right.
into not eating meat.
Right.
It didn't
Crazy.
work.
Anyway. So there you go. I think personally I keep politics and music separate. That's my
Yeah.
philosophy, but that's
Yeah.
obviously to each his own. Who else has been really political in history? Like Zach De La Rocha, always
Well,
against
yeah, but
the
that's
system.
Tom Morello again. That's his band.
Well,
that's
right,
his kind of
right.
thing.
Right. Yeah. Who else, though?
Everyone in Rage is that way. Obviously.
NoFX could probably be one of those bands too.
Yeah,
actually,
NoFX,
real
they're-
political.
Bush was
The
on the
War
cover
on
of-
Errorism,
yeah,
dude. Yeah,
that was a great record.
That was a great
I
record.
don't know that I know a lot of like political bands off the top of my head.
Yeah, I tend to stay away from it. I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely not my thing.
Yeah,
Like,
but I've suffered through it, or what do you call it? What's it called? I don't know, suffered through it, whatever. I've dealt with it just because I like the music. You know.
yeah, oh yeah.
It's not
Hey,
like I'm
Ted
subscribing.
Nugent.
Yeah, Ted Nugent.
Ted
great
Nugent's a
one.
good
Great
example of the opposite side. Although
Yeah.
I don't know that
I think it
music
works in his
doesn't-
favor.
He
he
doesn't
doesn't
put-
he doesn't put
crazy.
his ideals in his music though. Does
Live
he?
shows
I don't
though
know,
for
but
sure.
I think
Live
his
shows
music
for sure.
rants and stuff.
Really, his
And
music's
I've seen
just
him live
about
a
like
couple
pussy
times.
and stuff. Like,
Yeah, it is, and it's all because it was written in the fucking 80s. You know,
Yeah.
big songs.
Like
were
I haven't
written in the
noticed
80s.
like Rage Against the Machine is literally them being like, we gotta fuck the system
right,
and no
it's almost,
vote. Like
yeah,
like,
it's
you know,
almost
like, come on, dude.
anarchist
Like,
more than it is
Yeah.
political. You know.
But I don't notice that in Ted Nugent's music. Now, of course, Uncle Ted is
Right.
You know,
Right.
the persona.
Everybody knows
but,
he is, the conservative gun rights guy. But
He was on Rogan's podcast.
Yep. And I thought it was really interesting how he talked to him about his son smoking weed or whatever, and he
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about like I forget what it was. He kind of talked Ted Nugent into like seeing.
He
the
did, yeah,
benefits. Yeah.
You could see
Because he
it
was
in
totally
action.
against
Yeah.
it, but
And
then
by
he was like,
by the end of
he
it,
was a
Ted was
little
like,
bit
yeah,
accepting.
maybe.
Yeah. So I like that too, but
Yeah.
and dude, Ted Nugent on those shows, those political shows when he goes on those talk shows, like
One thing that just bugs me
Crazy.
about this society now is like you can say whatever you want if you're on the left and it's okay, but if
Yeah.
you say equally crazy
Yeah,
things
on
on the
the
right,
right.
you're a Nazi or the
You're a
worst person
Nazi,
ever.
right.
It's like, and I don't consider myself necessarily more right or left or
Right,
either.
I definitely-
but like it's just really annoying to see it so skewed.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's
I don't
changing,
get
dude.
it.
It's a pendulum. I think I think you'll see that from
It's an echo
time
chamber.
to time.
It depends on where you're looking.
That's
it
true.
really does.
That's true too.
And the
It's like,
problem
if
is,
you're
dude,
in
like-
California, you're gonna find that.
I think the left
mindset,
thinks
and
they're
if you're here, then,
really doing good stuff, but like with how far it's being taken, it's going to swing back so much harder the other way.
Yep.
The problem is that everyone thinks that they're right.
Of
Yeah.
course. That's why. And that's
Yeah,
why you have
because
to
people
go
think it's
into
left
it.
or right. It's not. It's just being human. Like,
And
No,
it's
it's the government
pure-
against us. Period.
Yeah, that's true too. And there's like lots of people
Class
who-
warfare, man.
Not to get too crazy in the conspiracies, but a lot of people just think that the government is doing that, pinning us against each other. So we're not against them. We're just against each other.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
Keep us hating
wouldn't
each
that
other.
be the
so we
media,
can
though?
have a common
divide
enemy.
and conquer. Well, the media is controlled by the government essentially, in a way.
yeah.
No, they are. They totally are.
So that-
FCC is a government entity.
So
Controls
anyways.
everything that ends up on television.
Let's get off the subject of politics. I want
Yep.
to talk about that new Knocked
That's why podcasts are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knocked Loose record, dude. It's pretty heavy.
Tell me about it. I don't know anything about this
Yeah,
band.
Drew. Let's let you set it up.
They're playing New Brooklyn on a Tuesday, so
me
they
just-
can't be killing it too hard.
They're a relatively
They're
new
in
band.
fucking South Carolina, you know.
They're in Target though, so that's good.
Yeah, they're in Target. So
Wait, are they a local
they're
band?
doing good.
Like local-ish,
Where
regional?
are they from?
They're from Kentucky, Oldham, Kentucky.
Okay, so
middle
regional,
of
I
fucking
guess.
nowhere.
Middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, they've been a hardcore band for a while now. Kind of sound like Converge, but heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just came off a new record
Same kind of.
yesterday, actually.
Yeah,
I
same
think
kind
it
of
was.
vibe
It came
as
out.
Every Time I Die for sure. I get their vibe, and they have Keith Buckley featured on one of their songs. So
Yeah, the record's called A Different Shade of Blue.
Yeah,
it's
which
out
is
on Pure Noise.
which is a Miles Davis kind of play on titles, right?
Shade of Blue,
Shade
yeah.
of Blue, and Different Shade of Blue. You know, I thought that was kind of interesting because they're hardcore. They're not anywhere
Yeah.
near the same genre.
Yeah, they've been tearing it up, touring like nonstop since their last record came
Yes.
out in, I believe it was 2018. Laugh Tracks came out.
Yeah.
they had Keith Buckley on that.
And that was a
record,
huge
too.
track. That was a huge album for them.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was
like
a
they really
banger.
got put on the map. Yeah. I mean, they were on the map, but I mean, I feel like they're really taken seriously now.
They had like a demo that wasn't mixed very well.
And who's their record label? Is it Relapse?
Pure Noise.
Oh, Pure Noise. That's
Yeah.
right. We were talking about somebody that was on Relapse the other day. I forgot. We were surprised at. Oh,
Noth-
Boris.
But yeah, Boris is on Relapse. Nothing's on Relapse.
Nothing's on
too.
Relapse, dude.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I think they still are.
Are these like the
Not all
kind
hardcore
of
bands.
like the independent labels?
Relapse are they independent?
Yeah, they do like redistribution of
Yeah.
certain records too.
Yeah, they're a lower, like they're not like Warner Brothers. But
They used to
they're-
be like grindcore and like really heavy stuff only. So
Who else was on Relapse, man? I feel like there's some famous bands on
man.
Relapse. Like I feel like honestly some famous metal band was on Relapse Records. I'm not sure, but
I guarantee you they were.
I would be happy to be on a Relapse record type label because they have like a more independent look at it, you know, like the modern society, like modern
oh
way
yeah,
of
for
doing
sure.
it. You know what I'm saying? Well, they split it up
Yeah.
basically. They're
Just
they're
don't
not-
let anyone talk you into a 360 deal.
exactly.
Have you heard of those?
That's the worst deal.
What is
dude.
that? Enlighten me.
360
They get
deal
money
is
from
where
everything.
Yeah, they basically take money from everything,
Even merch.
Everything.
even merch. That's the big
Fuck
one.
that.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the big one. That sounds crazy. Why would you give people money for your merch?
Somehow they talk people into it. I'd like to hear their side of it because I don't know.
It's got to be a big check in the beginning or something, right? Like they give them a big fucking.
That's probably good.
some
yeah.
kind of like
Desperate
selling.
people.
We'll give you $250,000 now, and in
we
return
get
you give us
for the next 15
which works
years.
really well if you're a total failure.
Right,
But you
right.
still owe them that money.
Sign
so
me
I guess
up.
not.
Exactly. Yeah, sign me up.
But if
360.
you get really famous and big, you're really in trouble.
Yeah, because they're gonna eat you alive in the end. They're gonna over the long run.
Every item you sell, they take
I
percentage.
feel like you
of.
don't see those as much anymore, unless a band
They've
is
gotten much
huge.
bigger now.
Really, they're more.
Yeah,
more.
I don't think they really existed until kind of recently.
Oh, so it's more
because
of a
they
change
developed
towards
because
that.
of the change in the music industry where they were like, okay, we're not selling records
Right,
anymore,
right.
so we have to take
can't
other
just-
money from
right,
them.
we can't just take
So
the money from
that's
the-
kind of
the
that's kind of
record
how it came
sales.
about. That's
Exactly.
my understanding. That could be totally wrong, but
I get that. I definitely see that could be. I don't know, man. Like I don't hear about like. There's so many independent artists out there now. You know what I mean? You don't really hear. I don't
Yeah.
hear bands about like getting record deals anymore. Like they're signing record deals anymore. They're not really looking.
It's
for
all
them.
small labels.
Right. They're just helping promote and helping get them on the
Get
on
their
the
shit on
road.
YouTube, so-
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I mean,
Like
yeah.
that band that we just saw on Friday night.
Oh yeah, we saw Just Neighbors.
Just Neighbors
Yeah.
and,
And,
Junior Astronomers.
Junior Astronomers were
And there's another
headlining.
band, and I can't remember what they were.
Where are Junior Astronomers from? Are they from Charlotte?
They're from Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good band. I mean, I didn't stick around to see the show, but I've heard lots of really good things about them.
I've seen them a few times at neighborhood theater and local venues around the area.
Yeah.
They're
You work Saturday
killer
again this
band.
week?
Yeah, at
Jeez.
6 o'clock, man. I told them next week and I can't do it. I can't do it.
you're working 6 days a week.
Yeah, which sucks. They told me when I first started there that, not to get off topic, they told me when I first started there that I wouldn't have to work Saturdays. Oh, we never work Saturdays.
Yeah.
Every Saturday I've been there. I've been there for 3 months now. Like next week will be 3 months. And every Saturday they've asked me to work. I have not worked every Saturday, but they've
Jeez.
asked me. And I'm like, I feel bad for saying no, but I'm like, you told me we didn't work Saturday. Anyways,
Yeah.
off subject.
That's crazy.
I have
Never
a
feel
music
bad
life
for saying no.
outside of work. You know, I know,
Yeah.
I know. And I like to spend my weekend doing music. That's my other career that I'm
Yeah.
trying to make happen. So anyways, yeah. So Knock Loose, check that record out. Really cool. A Different Shade of Blue. You can get it in Target. $8. That Mitch Hedberg joke always comes back to me, dude. Only way I could get my CD in a store before was if I take it there and leave it.
Yeah.
You can get my record in
Hedberg's
stores
so
now.
good, dude.
Oh yeah, it was.
So clever.
Another afflicted fucking artist, man. Like
Yeah.
just legendary, like awesome, just hooked on drugs. I feel like artists are so
Here's a
susceptible
question:
to it.
Are the artists more legendary because they died early?
Oh, that's a good point. Because they never had a.
If Hendrix was like 80 right
Yeah.
now, just like floundering on like album number 15,
Right.
Like, would we
That's
give a
what
shit?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he would have done something else though. Maybe he would have been like a guest on another record. Like, just think about all the possibilities. Just because they died early, and you know, like they definitely might have been like at his climax. He might have been like right there because he was 28, like kind of age range. They always
Yeah.
say like you make your best work kind of stuff. Just because he died before doesn't mean he wouldn't have ever done anything good again. But
Yeah.
he might have definitely come up with some stuff that we didn't like, and he might have tarnished his legacy a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's
That's a
definitely
good
that.
point.
There's
Maybe
definitely
when you
that.
die early, you kind of
Go out on top.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's dude. Jinx. Go out on top, dude. I mean, I don't want to go out just to say I went out on top, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
well, here it is, boys. Let's
Also, you have to make sure you're actually at the top. he
he was like, he made it
didn't
to
go out
number
on top.
3. He
Nobody
thought
knew who he was, and he killed himself. Like,
That's so funny, dude.
he just
No,
went
but-
out.
Or how about like Bradley Noel from Sublime, dude? He died, then his best record got released, and then he made it famous after he died.
Oh, that happened with a ton of like really old artists,
Right, because they,
and
they took
authors as
advantage
well.
of him, right?
Like basically, so many like really famous authors.
Yeah,
like
they're
renowned.
They
They
wrote
died
tons of
penniless.
books, tons of books. Nobody read them,
Right,
and then
yeah.
they die, and
Yep.
all the books come
Yep.
popular and
They
famous.
died, broke, destitute.
Right.
Like
Who was Picasso, dude?
I can't. I know it happened. I can't speak for like who it happened to. I'm just not in that
do you
world.
know what a story about a Picasso that I thought was so funny?
Let's
he
hear
was
it.
he was an awesome artist, right? Like a
Yeah, he was pretty
painter,
dope.
right? Drawing and stuff like that. He would instead of paying, like, 'cause he's broke, right? He's an artist, so he's broke. He's got all these paintings. He's doing all this work, but he's broke. Goes to stores and stuff like that. He would doodle on a little piece of paper. He was really cocky and pompous. He would draw a little thing on a piece of paper and pay for his food with that.
Yeah.
He would just fucking go, look, oh, here's a little doodle. There
That
you
sounds
go.
like something the neighborhood crackhead would do.
Exactly. But
I'm gonna start going to stores and be like, da da da. All right,
Picasso.
thanks.
If you could just give me those fries instead of me paying for them.
Copyright 2019 Dallas Dwight.
If you record it, then it's good, right?
Yeah.
You
I'm
guys
singing to my phone here.
I'll let you guys play this at the
Yeah.
store if you guys.
It's like, dude, you suck.
To loop back around, though, I really think that it has to do with ending things on top. There was a guy, I can't remember his name. He was the singer of the black metal band called Dissection.
Okay.
And they came out with their best record. It was fucking killer, super heavy, super evil sounding record. The dude killed himself after the record came out because he was
Didn't
a
do well.
Satanist. And he said in Satanism, you're supposed to end your life when it's at its highest point so that you don't experience the drop off, if you
right.
will. So he came out with his best record and he blew his fucking brains out.
Wow.
So-
but how do you know it was his best record? Did it do well when it came out, or did he just know that this is it? This is all I'm going to be
I mean,
able to do?
you got to have some screws loose to believe that.
I
kind
bet,
of shit
dude.
anyway,
Exactly.
so-
Exactly. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say not to advocate towards that.
No,
not
no,
killing
I'm just saying,
yourself. No, I know you're not advocating. I'm just saying it's funny.
Dude, they're
interesting.
famous now. They got famous because of that.
That's another thing too, is like how much of the fame comes from the death of the artist.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, this guy killed himself, or Bradley Noel died of drug overdose, and
Or
then
Amy Winehouse, dude.
Amy Winehouse, another
But she
one.
was good before that.
Right,
I love
she was
Amy
great,
Winehouse.
and she was just afflicted. Her whole life was a mess. Like,
Yeah.
I watched that documentary. Did you watch it?
No, I
I've
wouldn't.
not seen it. I
I'd
don't
watch
know a
the
lot
shit out
about
of
her,
it.
but I've never been the
Definitely check
biggest
it
fan
out.
of her music.
Always looking for her dad's approval, and her dad was just busy all the time, but gave her whatever she wanted, and she just couldn't get his attention. That's all she wanted. That's a sad story, man. Alcohol, big time. Anyways,
What a great thing.
yeah. Then Kurt Cobain, the whole thing behind him,
He wrote the Co-Bible Bane, and then
and that was it.
I was never a big Nirvana fan though.
me either, dude. Never.
I liked their hits. I wasn't really into their deep cuts. I thought some of it was just not as good as the other stuff.
Tourette's was pretty good
Yeah, Tourette's is okay.
because Every Time I Die did a cover of it.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a song that I only became aware of because of Every Time I Die.
Yeah,
so,
me too. I didn't even know it was a Nirvana song.
And Every Time I Die does it like heavy as fuck, dude. They're so heavy.
Yeah, I just never got into Nirvana. Nothing they
not-
played ever sounded good to me.
It's not the big deal. Me and Drew were just talking about bands that we just don't like or whatever. Dan was saying how, because I used to live with my old roommate Dan, and he was listening to his playlist on TV, and Crowbot comes on. He hates Crowbot.
Really?
And the only reason it comes on is because I lived with him and I used to play Crowbot.
Why does
all
he
the
hate
time.
Crowbot?
I don't know. He doesn't like him. Something about, is it the singer, the guitar player?
Dude, it's the singer, and it's that. Whoop, whoop,
He doesn't
whoop,
like- yeah, he doesn't like the noises.
The loop guitar.
Yeah,
whatever
Drew's
the
not
fuck
really
it is.
a fan of him either. So it's interesting, like how some stuff just doesn't hit you. Like Deftones for me.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
get
I
it.
love Deftones.
I
and
don't
You can't
fucking
listen
get
to
it.
10 seconds of
I
one of
can't,
their
dude. It
songs.
literally drives me insane.
That's so funny to
My
me.
brother doesn't like Avenged Sevenfold. You
I know a lot of people that
hates
don't
his
like Avenged
voice.
Sevenfold, and those people are all just stupid.
No, dude, my brother would always say, like, we were riding in the car and he would go, I just don't get it. Like, what is it about his voice? And then when the song was over, he'd go, oh, that's my favorite part of the song right there.
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, that's a good joke though. That's a solid
It's a
joke.
good joke. It's funny.
You gotta
But,
respect the joke.
Yeah. He's never liked him. I don't know. I get it. I mean, everybody's just got their own little thing. I don't know.
I don't know of any band that I don't like to the point of like.
It'll drive you crazy like nails on a
Yeah,
chalkboard.
yeah.
Nothing?
No, I mean I definitely have preferences and stuff, and like I'll definitely talk shit just for funny's sake, like
Yeah,
about
but
Kiss
nothing that
last
sounds
week.
like
but
so annoying that you
like
can't
if Kiss
fucking
is
listen to
on,
it.
like
Yeah, it's not
It's
gonna
fine.
hurt. It's not gonna hurt you. Right.
I'm just definitely not going to that Kiss show with you.
Yeah.
Though.
You're going. I'm gonna get you a ticket, bro. You're going.
Get me a ticket, I'll go.
Yeah, we're all going. Kiss is badass, dude.
I like
this is their last farewell, man. They did a couple other farewells before.
Yeah, starting
This
from
one's-
like 75, right?
This one's the real one. This is really it.
I'm waiting
Farewell
for
15. This is the one.
Motley Crue Farewell 2.
You know
Please.
it's coming.
Yeah,
Nah, I
please
don't know.
come back.
I don't know if Mick Mars can do it.
But they
man.
signed a
I think that's-
contract. Yeah,
I
but
think
who cares?
Mick Mars is the biggest reason they called it quits because he was like, man, are we
Because he
really
can't
about to
sing
get a
anymore.
new lead
He's gonna
guitar
die
player?
soon, right?
He's got that disease, man, that degenerative.
And he's
spine
really
disease.
old.
And he's old.
He's like, is he
60-something.
70?
Maybe 70, yeah.
He was way older than the rest of them. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
10 years older than the
I
rest
didn't
of
know
them.
that I didn't know that until that movie.
Yeah. That movie was eye-opening for a lot of reasons, man. I think a lot of people didn't, because I read the book and I always kind of
Yeah, I
knew
read
all
the
those
book,
things
too.
about the Motley Crue story and
Was
how
it
they
based
came.
off the Heroin Diaries?
No, it's based off The
Heroin
Dirt, the book.
Diaries.
Oh, The Dirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Heroin Diaries came out after The Dirt.
That's
And that
just
was
about
Nikki
Nikki
Sixx's
Sixx,
life
yeah.
and
I
his
want to read
addiction.
both of those books.
The
Yeah,
Heroin
The
Diaries
Dirt's
is-
good. It's long book. It's fat.
The Heroin Diaries is interesting because it's literally a journal. You're reading these entries in a journal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
intimate.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that is art.
I wonder
versus-
how much of it's real.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I don't know if some of it's played up a little bit.
It's like
but
him spun out on drugs and shit, like hallucinating.
is
and
any of it
fabricating.
edited out? Like, is any of it like what he wrote and he didn't want anybody to see it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just seems like it's probably likely that some of it's
Probably.
made up.
And
or
then
some of
the
it's-
band came out of that, didn't it? 6 a.m.
Oh yeah, 6 a.m. That's
That first album was the
was a
soundtrack to that,
the
right?
book, right? So, and that's DJ Ashba.
And then the second album was actually good.
yeah. John Michaels, is that what his name is?
John Michael.
Yeah. John
Yeah, I remember.
Michaels?
You remember you? No, I think it's
Two
just John.
first names.
I think it's just John Michael.
Yeah.
Anytime you hear that, like with me, it's almost always first name, middle name, and I
Right.
just drop the last name. That's what I do.
Right.
So it's like, but what is going on over here? Oh, they're like drinking out of the fountain.
I've been there.
Self-control. Read it.
What was I saying? Oh, John Michael. Remember when we watched all those videos of him singing, and you were like, "Dude, he's a killer singer," and I was like, "He's not good live," and you were like, "No, man,
Yeah,
he's just
we-
having a
we
bad
looked up
day."
that live
We watched
video.
like 15 videos, and Matt's finally just goes, "Yeah, maybe he's just not that good live."
But I saw him
Because
live.
I played one for Matt, and he was like, "Oh, he's probably just having a
Yeah.
bad day." And then I was like, "All right, let's find another one." We go through like 10 of them, and Matt's like, "No, dude, just find another one more."
Yeah, there was. There was a bunch of 'em.
Finally, I love Matt. He just looks away and goes, "Maybe he's not that good live."
He's
I'm
a man
willing
of
to admit if
patience.
I'm defeated. But I did see him live, and I thought he was good. I saw him at the 6 a.m. or not 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Fest. What was it called? The Molly Crew thing, Crew Fest.
Crew Fest, yeah. Was 6 a.m. playing that?
Yeah, they
That
played
makes
it,
sense.
So he was they were double duty in or whatever.
interesting.
And I met those guys actually. I was out by the
What guys?
refreshments. John Michael.
I think it's James Michael.
James Michael. Okay, and DJ Ashba. Nikki Sixx wasn't there.
So you met both those guys?
Yeah.
Nice.
They just came out and they were just like looking around, and I was like, "That's the guys. Those guys from 6 a.m." So I went
Yeah.
over and said hey to him, and then 2 seconds later, everybody
Yeah,
flooding
yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
I feel like if you dress like either one of those guys anywhere, people will start.
Oh, they were
like,
in their stage clothes.
Yeah.
They were like, I mean, it was obvious. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't believe nobody was standing by him. Like,
got
they
his
just
makeup,
popped out
yeah.
behind this like wooden fence, and they were just standing there. And I was just like, are they just like waiting for somebody to go over and talk to him? Because they were just standing there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, somebody's
weird.
got to know who
Were they
are.
watching
You went up and talked to him.
anything,
They're
or-
They're
like,
just
all
looking
right,
around
ready
like
to
this.
leave.
And I was just like, okay.
They're just like, we're bored. We need fans.
I think that's
we need
a little,
love.
maybe they need a little attention before they went on stage.
Yeah. Come here. Come tell me I'm great. There was this, all the Bet You Can't Play This videos?
Yes.
Have you seen the DJ Ashba one?
I've heard of it. I've heard.
It's like him
I've
just
heard
doing
the
a bunch of
joke about
like it sounds like Kerry King. Like it's just
Right.
like whammy slamming and just
Right.
like nonsense.
Right.
And the top comment is, "Bet you don't want to play this."
totally. Or what about Bet You Can't
Had
Play
like
It Again?
8,000 likes or something. Like
Bet
it
You
was,
Can't Play It Again.
Yeah, that's
It's gonna be different every time when you do that.
We
crazy
watched the
stuff.
Rusty Cooley one, right?
Yes.
Which just it's so blindingly fast. It just looks like it's fake.
Yeah, Rusty Cooley was on an episode of ours not too long
Early
ago.
on.
Early, it was early, okay.
It was like teens or early 20s.
I don't think it was teens, was it?
I
20s,
can find out.
20s, for sure. All right. But he was an awesome guest
does
because
he
he
do?
talked about practice regimen.
He's
a
just
guitar
a
player.
really, really good
Shredder,
guitar
dude.
player.
Out of Texas,
He's
right?
famous for being like, quote, the fastest guitar player of all time.
He always tried out for Megadeth at one time, dude.
Okay.
Well, I don't know that
You
he
told me
tried
about
out. I
this.
think they asked him.
They asked him. Right, so it
And
was a
he,
proposition.
I don't think there was. I mean, I guess if he had said yes, there would have been some sort of audition. But
Right. It was a proposition.
Yeah, I think they approached him. I don't think he like tried to go after that.
Yeah,
that was
that's
what I
that's what
understood.
it made
at
it
least.
sound
I could be
too.
wrong.
Yeah, I
but-
kind of forgot the whole
because he
story
turned
of
it down. So if you went after it, then I don't think you would turn it down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Right. You don't go ask them and you
Like,
don't
oh, this would
never
be
mind, guys."
awesome. No, I can't do it.
Yeah,
Like,
sorry guys. Sorry guys, this just isn't working out.
I'm looking it up here to see what episode Rusty Cooley
I'm
was
really-
on.
He did guitars for Austrian Death Machine.
Oh yeah?
That's the Arnold Schwarzenegger themed metal band
I
that was
remember
done
that.
with Tim
Episode
Lambesis
23.
I've never heard of it from As I Lay Dying.
As I Lay Dying,
Dude, I've
yeah.
never heard of that before. That's
Episode 23.
cool. Episode 23 for Rusty Cooley, early 20s. That was a great episode because we talked about a lot of practice regimens because he's like the king at just being on top of your game, you know?
Yeah.
Just he is the forefront of shred guitar, I think.
Practice, practice, practice.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, but he does stuff that's like, it literally looks fake.
I know. It's just like, how is that even possible? It's crazy. And does he play a 6-string still?
He plays 6 and 7s.
Yeah, okay. He plays 7s
A lot of
too.
7s.
Yeah.
His signature, I think, is a 7-string.
Yes, and it's Ibanez?
Dean.
Dean, that's right.
It's got a cool design on it.
Yeah, the skeletal kind of like, what do you call it? Like,
Yeah, it was weird. It kind of looked like cyborgy or something almost.
Yeah,
Like,
kind of cool sci-fi type looking.
Yeah.
Very cool.
dang, dude. Well, I have an announcement. Did I tell you I started another podcast?
No, you didn't.
It's called Quick
Cheating
Licks.
on me? You're cheating on me.
Well, it's called, let me explain. Let me explain.
You don't know. You've said enough. I'm out of here.
It's called Quick Licks.
Okay.
It's 7 days a week.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's ambitious, right?
Yeah.
They're less than 5 minutes an episode usually.
Okay.
And
Do you make a lick and talk about it?
It's me, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So each day kind of has a theme. Like Monday we do warm-ups.
Nice.
So we're talking about different warm-up licks I've found and used.
Okay, hell yeah.
Tuesday, beginner licks. Wednesday, intermediate. Thursday, advanced. Friday, we put the guitar down, talk about gear.
Oh, cool.
Saturday, we pick the guitar back up and do like modal licks.
Are you talking about you and the mouse in your pocket when you say we, or am I in
No, this is just me.
this too? You keep saying we.
I just say we because I'm just part of the collective we, man.
I see.
And then
Royal we.
on Sunday, it's our weekly review.
Ah,
so today
cool.
the review came out. Episode 14 today came out.
14?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Wait, what is that? You didn't tell me about it for 2 weeks?
Well, I wanted to make sure I could kind of get it rolling before I announced it. But
Right, it's almost like a baby when you start having a baby.
yeah,
the first
you don't want to
trimester,
have a baby and realize
tell
it
everybody
dies and then
right.
tell her, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
super dark.
real, yeah.
But
You don't want to have your podcast and then it dies and then
yeah,
everybody's
you don't
like,
want to
oh,
do
no.
this big announcement and then you
everybody's
realize,
all like, I'm sorry,
I'm not
so
gonna be able
sorry
to do
for your
this.
loss,
Yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah, but no, this is cool. It's easy to
That
do.
sounds cool, man.
Yeah, I just batch it all on one day of the week and knock it all out.
And where
then,
can we get it?
Everywhere. It's available everywhere.
Same as the Musicians Talk Show. It'll be on all the podcasts.
Yep. And the website attached to it is dwightlessons.com, which I'm working on getting up and going.
Oh,
so.
cool. Yeah, awesome, dude.
If you listen to this show and
Are playing guitar.
well, but I've actually created something for people that don't play guitar at all,
cool.
but want to learn how to strum some chords. I call what I call a campfire strummer.
Oh,
Strum
nice.
some chords, sing
Yeah,
some
yeah,
songs,
yeah.
play with some friends.
Some people, that's all they want to do. They don't want to be
exactly.
like
So I've written like an ebook, and it's available for free on the website. Just go to dwightlessons.com, and it's going to walk you through having never touched a guitar, show you what you need to buy,
Nice.
show you how to use it, show you how to set it up, how to play, your first 4 chords, and how to string them together and start playing songs.
That's great, dude.
So, and the whole reason I put that together is because a lot of these courses you find, like, they spend a lot of time on fundamentals that are really important if you want to be a guitar player.
Right.
But, like, if you just want to play with your friends,
Right.
like,
You don't need to know, like-
not everyone wants to be
Right.
the next Van Halen.
Right, you don't
Like,
need to know hammer-ons right off the bat.
Yeah, you don't need to be
sometimes that's the
practicing
first thing
scales.
they
Like, you're only ever going to be playing chords. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's,
Especially
it's
if
for
you're a
those
singer.
people.
If you're mainly a singer, you're trying to learn how to play guitar so you
Exactly.
can accompany yourself.
And what it does is all those fundamentals slow you down.
Right.
So I erase all of it.
And they get
which
people frustrated.
Very important for
Yeah.
certain people, certain goals. And I think some people make the mistake of thinking it's important for everyone.
Right.
It's not.
It's not.
Some people just don't want to be,
A
the
guitar
best musician ever.
virtuoso.
And
Right, you're not
that's
looking for that.
That's awesome
me.
and totally totally okay. And those
You're
people,
a way better guitar player than you lead
I
on,
think
though.
those people aren't being like spoken to.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe they could
I
definitely
agree.
get something out of this.
I agree. I've seen
now
those
Quick Licks, the
books.
podcast is for guitar players of all skill levels.
Right.
So.
And I like how you step it up throughout the week. So you're like,
Yeah.
if I'm a Tuesday listener and then I start listening to Wednesday's episodes, I realize I'm getting better. And
Yep.
if I'm listening to Thursday's episodes, damn, I've come a long way. You
And
know,
the beauty of it is you can listen to any episode at any time, and I think you'll get something out of.
they're not connected like they need to be. Like you don't have
if
to
you're
study
an advanced
this one.
guitar player, like you'll get something out of the beginner days. And
Right,
if you're a beginner
right.
guitar player, you're going to listen to the advanced days and go, "Oh, this is what I'll be able to do if I stick with it."
Right.
You know, so it's kind of an inspiration thing
Yeah.
that way. But it's been really fun so far.
That's a great idea, dude.
Do you have a video to accompany it?
No, and that was something I thought about. You see too many videos on guitar, in my opinion. So on the very first episode, I talked really briefly about why I decided to do a podcast, and that's because I wanted people to start kind of using their ears instead of their eyes. Now,
Right.
that being said, I do offer tabs for all of them that you can
that's
go to the
smart.
website and download, both in Guitar Pro format and PDFs if you don't have Guitar Pro.
So in the podcast, you describe like fifth fret.
I walk you
like-
through it,
yeah, okay,
exactly,
cool.
and I walk you through the process behind it.
Right,
like what we're
cool.
like. Okay, here's
There's
the
a
lick.
root
Okay,
note,
it's
right,
based
the-
off this scale.
right,
This
right.
is the scale.
Right.
And then I try to break it down. We get right to it. It's efficient. I try to keep each episode under
Yeah,
5
it's
minutes.
5 minutes. That's a great little
Yeah.
brief thing, and you learn something. You can practice for a little bit.
Yeah,
and
so you
get
might
practicing.
listen to it on your drive to work. It's 5 minutes,
Right.
and think like, oh, that's a cool lick. Let me save that for later when I
Right,
get home,
right.
and I can really dig into it.
That's cool, man.
Or you might hear it and be like, I don't understand that lick, or I already know that lick. I'll wait for tomorrow's.
Right.
So
So are they? Let me just kind of. I have a couple questions. Are they riffs that you make up each week as to do, or are they
So
riffs
far,
that
yeah.
you know, like or famous riffs, or
I have not done any famous riffs
Okay.
yet. They've just been kind of licks that I've used or came up with on the spot.
Yeah.
Like what's today? Sunday. So yesterday's was
the recap.
was the modal lick. Today is the recap.
Oh, today's-
yesterday
sorry,
was
yesterday
this was the modal lick. So I broke down the lick that I do. The solo I wrote for Treasure
yeah,
with the crazy
Yeah.
fast lick at the
Yeah,
end.
cool.
That's the lick I broke down.
Oh, nice.
So and I talk about what modes it's based off of and how to play it, and then you hear it, what it sounds like. So, but I don't know, like the video thing is super annoying to me because I and maybe it's just me, but I don't learn through videos very well. Like I just can't sit through them, dude. Like
I've always had trouble seeing when people hold chords, especially
totally different
seeing a
way,
fretboard,
yeah.
because first of all, everybody holds their hand differently. Like there's different ways you can make a chord, and also like if your hand is bigger or smaller, it'll make it harder to see what's happening. You know
and good guitar players or experienced guitar players will hold a chord that's pretty difficult to hold, and it doesn't look like it's hard at all.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, it's just this, and it's like, oh, that's super easy, and then you get it, and you're like, what in the hell?
Right.
Like,
And it does take muscle memory to really take hold, and you practice.
There's a couple chords I learned in the Journey, specifically that inversion chord that looks like that.
Yep.
Where you have 4 and then let's say 2, 4 again, and then 5.
So big stretch.
So it's like and then you're skipping strings and stuff, and like that chord's super easy for me to do now. But when I first started learning the song, it was the song "Mother Father" by Journey.
Okay.
I was like, "What is he doing?" And then I eventually figured out what it was.
Right, and why he
It's
does
just a first inversion major chord, but it's a really weird way to finger it. And now it's super comfortable. You know, I'll just go burp right there without, because I use it in two different LA Maybe songs. She's Reckless and Sweet also has it.
Nice.
So
I've been
chords, man. Maybe I'll do some chord stuff. I don't know. And I have a lot
watching that. I'll be checking or listening to it.
Yeah, I have a lot of cool ideas for quick licks, like maybe getting Rasan in for a week to do bass licks.
That'd be cool.
You know,
That's a great idea.
Bringing in friends to do stuff.
You have him do it for like a whole week, and he kind of like a podcast
because you batch it. Batch it. So it's like, hey, come over for a couple hours on this day. And we'll
you
do
make them all
7
quick.
days.
Yeah, take an hour or whatever, and make all 5 or 7 days of
The
content.
first week was slow going. The second week was much faster.
Yeah.
Because I broke the process into two parts. I did creation and then recording.
And all, getting it done right.
I spent some time writing and creating the licks that I wanted to do, making the tabs.
Yeah, good. That's cool, man.
And then I just went over and recorded them real quick, all in one session.
Nice.
So I also put them on YouTube. Again, there's no video. It's just like with the Musicians Talk Show. Yeah, some beautiful crying babies, which is, if you know me, is my favorite sound ever, and why I really want to have kids.
But anyway, I love that idea of having somebody else on, like to do a week of lesson.
Dude.
And you've got serious bass player in Rasan, obviously. Like he can.
Yeah, and maybe even expanding to, drums. I don't know. I haven't thought it through, but
piano. You know, like I don't know, man.
It is definitely.
But people
Build is a guitar player podcast, so I don't know that I can.
People get upset.
I don't know that I can go
that,
too
like,
far from bass.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I'm
like
saying.
bass kind of makes sense.
Because if you're a guitar player and you're like, oh, this is an awesome podcast, like this week's all bass. Well, I'm not listening to this week.
Well, this week, we'll teach you the basics of slap, or we'll teach you the basics of like, hey, this is how to record bass for your own recording, you know, or
but
whatever.
If it's a guitar player podcast or a guitar player centric podcast, you might lose the guitar players in the bass week. You know, in a week of bass. That's what I'm worried about. I don't know. It's just my thought.
Yeah, that's
but
definitely
I
true.
do like the idea. Like there should be a Quick Licks bass or a Quick Licks guitar, Quick Licks bass.
Yeah.
Different
That's a good point.
Or different podcasts. You could have Rasan do the bass one.
Yep.
Dude, that'd be cool.
You should turn it into a music learning platform.
Well, yeah, that's kind of where we're going. DeWhiteLessons.com is
because you named it
it's
Lessons
coming.
because it's
coming.
everything. It's not just a guitar.
Yeah, so actually I made a video. I sent it to you. I don't know if you checked it out.
I don't know. What was
it's
it?
the Kemper MIDI video I made, walking people through. So when I had to figure out how to get my Kemper to automatically change on click tracks. I just had to figure that out. And I know a lot of people with advanced audio experience, way more than me, can figure it out pretty easily. I ended up being able to figure it out just through a bunch of trial and error, but I saw there's no good videos. The manual literally says, here's what MIDI controller does what, and then it moves on. It doesn't tell you, what do I do with this information? Nothing. So I made a video showing you exactly how to do that.
I think I saw that video. I didn't realize it was you, though. I don't
check it out. I sent it to you in a text. I didn't say anything because I wanted to see if you would just kind of like...
I maybe didn't check it out. I don't know. Who knows?
Or if you knew it was me or something.
I'm going to check it out now.
But I show you exactly how to do it. I video the Kemper screen so you can see it changing. And walk you through the process. And I added a companion PDF so you can just download it. It's got all the steps written out so you don't have to keep going, what time code in the video did he say that? It's just all written out.
Oh, nice.
And then page 2 of it is I made a spreadsheet of all the CCs from the manual that you don't have to go dig through the manual or anything. So
so if you're kind of wondering what he's talking about here, he's talking about how he lines his Kemper up with the backing tracks and the click tracks and all that, and it automatically changes channels when he gets to a certain part of the song. So he doesn't have to be doing foot pedal dancing.
Yeah,
over
so I
there.
don't have to tap on the solo
Exactly.
patch of the Kemper to change to
It
my.
knows when the solo is, and it switches it over for him because he's
Yeah.
playing to a backtrack. So once you're playing to a backtrack, you're locked in. You're locked into a
With
grid.
click tracks, yeah, exactly, yeah.
So you're not going to be, winging it and be like, oh, right here I want this tone. You're going to need it to be just on when when you get to the change.
Yeah.
And pros
Down to the millisecond.
And pros do it. They have a person, or back in the day they did. Nowadays
Sometimes,
it's
yeah.
all automated usually. But
If you're on click tracks, but like Slash's dude still does
He's
it,
still
but
back there pushing
Slash
the
also
buttons.
doesn't do a lot really at all.
Exactly. He's just
like
a one-channel
he puts
type.
in like the octaver for Paradise City,
Right.
and like I think maybe a delay,
Right.
and then
He's
the
got a
chorus
wah,
for Paradise City.
He's got wah that he clicks on himself.
Yeah, he does the wah
So,
himself.
it's just like that stuff. And then the one thing we talked about actually last week, I think we mentioned it, that his guy also turns on that cabinet for him. So
Yeah.
When he wants feedback, he goes to the.
Did we say that on the show? I thought we
we
just
did.
said
Oh,
that.
maybe. I don't know.
We might have just said that to each other.
I don't know. But either way, it's cool information to know that there's somebody back there who knows everything that's going on
You
with
gotta
that
be on
show.
it, dude.
And he's on it.
Like-
Yeah, he's just, and if he messes up, like the show's going to suffer. So. It's interesting, man.
That is
Back to
so
the
the
conversation about sound guys.
Right.
Remember
dude.
that?
So
That is
important.
stressful, dude.
So important. But and that's not even a sound guy, really. That's like, it's just your
You know what?
guitar tech.
You know what I'm realizing though? Most sound guys have no idea what they're doing.
Dude, Justin Taylor. I'll say his fucking name. I don't even give a shit. No idea what he's doing. He always acts like he knows
Who's he
everything.
rare sound for?
Everybody, all kinds of people.
Himself,
But,
or like a company or
yeah,
a
I used to be in
venue?
a band. I used to be in a band with him. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in years, so I really don't know.
Well, I mean, even sound guys that walk up, have a good system, talk like they know what's up. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna plug in
Yeah.
input 2 and 3, and I'll compress the bypass, fucking all that shit. And then it's like, dude, we can't hear the vocals.
Right,
like,
right.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like,
you got all the lingo right.
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
good, bro. But we're not hearing good music.
yeah.
No.
So, but the sound guy, the Legal Remedy thing, I think, was having some issues,
Yeah.
according to other people. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, because it's hard for you to tell. You're an
I
in-ears.
have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Like, there's absolutely no way for me to tell.
Yeah.
It's
Reaction
like
from the
it's
crowd.
like standing behind the speakers, jamming earplugs in your ears, letting them foam up so you can't hear anything, and then playing music through those earplugs.
It's
Like you're not
completely
hearing
noise
anything
canceling.
outside
Yeah,
of
completely
it. Like,
noise canceling. If you've never experienced in-ears, it is really weird. Like you put
if
them
I was
in,
wearing them now, I would have trouble hearing what you're saying to me.
exactly.
Right now.
Yeah. If you put them in, you can't even talk to your bandmates on stage. If you go up there,
Yeah.
it's
That's
all
why we have
lead-lipping.
talkback mics.
Yeah, that's why there's a talkback mic. Full circle.
It's super annoying to turn around and Foz is trying to say something. It's like, why you have to pull out your ear and be like, what?
And you pull it
now
out.
I have
and
to put it
then-
back in.
And then you're starting
Like,
the song. Yeah, you gotta plug your ear back in
it's
real
like-
quick.
and that's super annoying because like once they're on, they fit really well. They're on.
Yeah.
So to pull them out and then to like, it's like, I just want them on. Like,
Yep.
or off.
You ever see when like there's something wrong with the in-ear mix or whatever, and the guy pulls it out and has
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go like that? I always wondered
For
how
sure.
hard that must
Danzig.
be. Danzig, I saw it with.
I mean, I've told you
Remember
the
the,
story.
Kanye West
the
did it.
monitors, dude.
Yeah.
Turn that shit off.
Pull all these monitors from the front. I want them gone. We were at a show in time where Danzig, Glenn Danzig,
You were at a show, like you were at this show.
me and Drew were at the show.
It
Yeah,
wasn't just like a YouTube.
Dan
video.
was there too.
And Dan was there too. And they were opening for Phil and Selma. Which band was it? Down.
It was Down.
Okay, I don't know if it was Down or Super Joint.
No,
but
it was Super Joint
It was Super
Ritual.
Joint.
It
Okay, so
was.
anyway, so Phil and Selma was like fucking with him on stage and stuff like that. But that was another funny thing about it. But at some point in the show, Glenn
a
stops
weird
the show
thunder, look at that.
and he goes, I want all these monitors up here. I want them gone. Get them out of here. I don't need them. Or whatever. And so they stop the show. These guys come out on stage and pull all the monitors off the front of the stage. And
It's a
there's
good way
lot.
to- it's a
This
good way
is
to piss
Fillmore.
off, like-
yeah, the sound guy,
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
house. Yeah.
You know the sound guy's just like this fucking twat. Like, I fucking hate this
the
guy.
issue was I think he kept having feedback, like, and he was just like, I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear
That
this
is super annoying,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So he was just like, you guys can't get it. Take him out of here. I'd rather do without.
that I understand.
So if he was having a rough night, I get it. He's frustrated. But Danzig, I think, is a known pain in the ass.
Dude, yeah. Remember he was like got in the fight with his neighbors over the bricks in his yard.
Yeah, dude. That was on.
Yeah.
That was all by TMZ. Like reported all that shit. Like
yeah, and buying the kitty litter and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And he got knocked out by the guy from what was it?
Kings, something Kings, Southside Kings or something like that.
Yeah,
South
Southside-
City Kings.
Southside Kings, I think, from
something
Michigan.
City Kings. Fuck, man. North City Kings or something like that.
I don't
Fuck,
know. You can look it
man.
up. Danzig
We were
gets
getting
knocked
confused.
out on YouTube.
Yeah, we were contemplating on what the band was that it was, but they played a show with them. That show was interesting. The whole story behind that.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Do you remember the details? I'll let you tell it if you remember.
Yeah. So the details were basically like they had this big like metal festival going on, and Danzig was supposed to headline the thing, and they had bands coming over from all around the U.S. and Canada and everything.
Yeah,
and,
traveling long distances to get there.
and for some reason I can't remember
Some time
some
constraint.
time difference. They go, yeah. So Danzig's gonna play right now, and then he's gonna tell all the other fans that are there, like, listen, there's more bands. All the bands that were supposed to play are gonna play after me.
Right.
So Danzig runs long on his set and goes, all right, good night.
Yeah. And the lights go out.
The lights go out. Everyone
No,
fucking
they
goes
didn't-
home.
they
So
didn't
there's
tell
like
the- right.
15 bands from all around North America that came over and
Yeah.
they don't get to play anymore.
So just because Danzig wanted to play earlier,
They
for
didn't
some
get to
reason,
play,
had
or they
go-
just played to an empty house.
They didn't get to play. They were supposed to get to play. They didn't even get to play.
yeah, and then
Something happened.
so the singer
How does he still have a career?
Misfits?
Yeah,
branding,
huge
marketing.
legendary bands. Danzig, Danzig Mother.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's just got a legendary name.
Yeah, I've always thought it all sucked.
Oh.
Oh man,
That's
His-
your- that's
he
your
has some-
opinion.
He has some old stuff that's really good, and his old guitar player John Christ is really good at
Dude,
guitar too.
I love a lot of Danzig.
Danzig 1, 2,
Even
and
like I
3.
listen to the off records that I don't really know all the songs to. I enjoy them. Like I don't have to know all the music for that. I just enjoy it.
It's just it's cheesy. It's a
kinda
guilty
cheesy.
pleasure.
It's kind of cheesy. The vocals, like his style, is very like over the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I like that. I'm not opposed to people going for it and really like just trying something crazy. And he's just all, he's like all that kind of noise,
Yeah.
you know?
Anyways, Danzig gets knocked out by one of the bands that didn't.
Oh
get to
yeah,
play.
yeah. So yeah, they arguing in the backstage. I forgot about the rest of the story. They arguing backstage, and there's video of this on YouTube, and they're in each other's face. And Danzig pushes this guy,
And the guy's got, like, a
comes
foot on
back
him.
After he's got a foot on him. He's taller than Danzig a lot, and he's stumbling back. And as he's stumbling back, just out of nowhere launches forward and hits him right on the chin and knocks him out cold in one punch.
That's amazing.
It was like holy shit.
He probably needs
And
that
he
daily.
deserved
It was a
dude.
solid
He probably
right
needs that
hook.
daily.
Yeah, the one
He
thing.
needs just anytime he gets an attitude, someone
Yeah.
just fucking shows up and just decks. It's like, see how fucking humble
Call
he
it the
gets.
Southside Kings.
yeah, dude.
He'd be like Peel in that Key and Peele sketch where he's Lil Wayne.
yeah.
Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
like he keeps trying to be super hard,
Yep.
like he keeps getting shanked.
Boom, man,
so like
shank him.
every time the camera shows up, he starts getting like skittish, like, nah, dude, put it away, put it away.
Put it away.
that'll be Danzig after he keeps getting decked.
Dude, Key and Peele's hilarious too. Great show.
The show's phenomenal.
The one where they're in prison and he's like, Ball Brotherhood. He's like, I don't know, he's a black guy trying to hook up with the Nazis because he thinks they're all on his side because they're
he thinks
bald.
it's just because they're bald.
Yeah. And they beat him up and shank
every
him
time.
every time.
And he's still like,
He's like, oh, that was
man.
my initiation.
That was
All right.
Dude, thank you for reminding me of that. That is a brilliant sketch.
Great sketch.
So good. The Bald Brotherhood.
Ball Brotherhood. He kept saying that too. Like, oh yeah, Ball Brotherhood. You get out of here, you hairy. Like he called them like
So
by their,
funny.
Everything was their hair.
Yeah. That's amazing, dude.
Oh, so funny.
That's genius.
It's all about how you look at things, perspective.
Oh,
you know.
man. We're hitting an hour.
Oh, are we?
The band was Northside Kings.
1 hour,
Northside
24
Kings.
seconds.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, that was one of the ones you guessed, man.
Got it.
Yeah,
got
we
it.
got it
I just
first.
couldn't remember the direction. The compasses confused me.
West Side Queens?
What's west? I only know west.
West.
Yeah.
2 E's.
2 east.
North, South, East, and West.
Oh, you said east. I thought you said west.
Oh, man.
You don't want 'em to rhyme, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Any other
Closing thoughts.
closing thoughts, final thoughts, topics we didn't get to that we want to get to?
If you're in Charlotte, go check out the LA Maybe on Friday at Amos's.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's
going to
gonna
be
be a
a
fun one.
huge show. And
Hopefully.
if you want to meet me, Dallas, Drew will be there. We'll all be there. Everybody's going to be there. It's going to be a good time. DeCarlo is
gonna be
opening.
awesome.
I mean, headline.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
headline.
we're
You guys
opening.
are opening.
Yeah.
Which is going
And
to be
at the
killer.
end, we're working this out, but it should happen.
Play something together?
Goliath and I are going to come out and finish their encore with them,
What are they doing?
which is
Can't tell it, can you?
I guess. I mean, I could, but I don't want to.
Yeah, don't do
Yeah,
it.
don't do
Save
it.
it for a surprise.
Come
That's
on
cool
out.
that you guys could come out
Yeah.
for it and join them.
Yeah.
That'd be
So
neat.
Goliath and I'll go out and have a party.
Cool, man. That's fucking awesome. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, Drew, any last words before we kill you?
Yeah, I actually recently came up one thing really quick I want to bring up. I have a 4-string parlor guitar from the early 1900s.
That sounds sick.
I was wondering if you could take a look at it for me.
Oh, I'm not the. What do you want me to do? Matt's the guy that would know what to
Figure
do.
out, like what the hell it's for. Like
The tuning of it is
I
kinda
could maybe
interesting.
play it, but
weird.
Matt's
You
the
probably
one
should.
that like.
super weird.
I could fix it, but there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I
Oh.
mean? Like it's a weird tuning, and it's 4 strings, and it's a tenor guitar, right? Is that
yeah,
what
it's a tenor parlor guitar.
it's
is
like
what
higher-
it's called.
yeah.
higher tune?
Yeah,
It's
so
kinda
it's-
interesting.
I
You
have it
probably
tuned
dig
right
it.
now to like open. It's like a open G sharp, but like
Let's just
way
have a
up
jam
there.
sometime soon. Let's get together and we'll bring
That'd
that
be fun.
guitar. I'll bring
Yeah.
an acoustic.
Is it able to be plugged in, or is it just
No.
No, old
no.
school, 1900s.
But I mean, I don't know if somebody put a pickup in it or
no,
something.
no. It's old school, man. It's really vintagey.
I think
like
Daryl has a guitar like that. It's like a really old school guitar, but he like put a pickup in it.
Yeah.
In a way that he can like pull it out
yeah,
easily.
that's another thing. Drew, I have a
one
pickup
of-
that you can
I
put
know
in the hole.
exactly the ones that
hole
you're talking
pickup.
about,
You can put
yeah.
one of those in it. Easy.
Piezo or something.
It's just it's acoustic guitar pickup. They go in the hole and they actually like you put it in there kind of at an angle and
Oh, okay,
it wedges
cool.
it, you know, and it
That's nice.
stays right there. It's cool. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, let's have a jam soon.
That'd be
Acoustic
fun.
jam.
Yeah. All right,
Put it
guys.
on the books.
I'm feeling that sun come out now, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to
same.
go. The sun's coming out. We're going to melt.
All right, I'm back to retreating to my blackout curtains.
Yeah, totally. I'm going to give you a ride back because your battery died.
Yeah, damn it. All right, got to solve that now. All right, you guys.
Peace.
See you next time.
For more episodes, visit musicianstalkshow.com. Thanks for listening, and see you next week on the Musicians Talk Show.